Is that?
No, I wanted to know how.
How does he do it?
Yeah, there's no kind of.
Yeah, how do you do things without time? It's a very difficult question for us to have to figure out how there can be sequence without time. We're used to working within time, and we can't imagine that there's anything else, any jurisdiction, any realm where there's no time. I mean, how would it work? You'll have to go and find out.
Thank you.
Okay. I'm indifferent. I'm aware of it. Go ahead.
Hi, Vishnu. How can we truly live by the fact and understand and apply in our lives that Krishna is the supreme enjoyer and that we're meant to be enjoyed by him? That's the first part.
Do something for Krishna and you'll experience it. It's not just theoretical. How do I wrap my head around this idea of, I'm not going to enjoy the Krishna thing, but just do something for Krishna and you'll enjoy it. No one will have to tell you.
Okay, so from that, how do we actually...
Or you want to take it from take a different tack? Go ahead, try to enjoy. Okay, how do you figure out that you're not the enjoyer? Try to enjoy. You've tried it, right? Did it work great? There you go.
But how can we, totally on a moment-to-moment basis, be living on that platform that Krishna is the supreme enjoyer and that we're meant to be enjoyed by? That's
serve. Kirtaniya Sadhari, go on chanting, go on chanting, go on serving, go on serving. That's how you live minute to minute.
And then how do we become attached to that? Just by doing it again.
And doing it, by associating with those who are doing it.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay, there and there.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Taking that point forward of absorption in Krishna consciousness and also Kirtaniya Sadhari, you also mentioned Brahmabhuta Prashna such a stage of transcendental position to attain and to keep that focus constantly while being out there in mundane world, working for a particular organization, etc. My point is that we understand that theoretically we are making an effort and endeavor constantly to be engaged in devotional service, either in the temple, through the chanting, but in a real explanation of what devotional service is, i.e. engaging mind, body, the soul, everything in Krishna conscious absorption. It's a 24/7 kind of thing to get to that vision where there's no duality or no attachment or no aversion. How can we do that? I mean,
it's a project.
It is a project.
The process is clear. We just have to make it our project. Another consideration is that when we're involved in family life and working, then there are rather heavy obstacles or heavy burdens to carry. We want to run fast, but we're carrying big weights. Therefore, the Vedic recommendation is that at a certain point of one's life, one should retire from family affairs and business and so on, and move fast. So make it unfold.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you. You mentioned earlier that what we are is eternally blissful and joyful. Sounds wonderful. So, in that case, why do we have to chant 60 rounds a day and and go about this process when that is what we are. So sometimes it feels like we're working to become that, when actually we are that. So
We are that. The trouble is that what we are is pretty damn covered with a lot of what we're not. Just like healthy. All of us are healthy by nature. But if you get whatever it is, you get infected, then you have to do something to get rid of the infection. The natural situation of your respiratory system is to be healthy. But when you get a sore throat or you get another respiratory infection, then you have to do something to come back to your natural position. Taking antibiotics wouldn't help you if you didn't have a throat. Or if you didn't have a natural, healthy nature to come back to. The antibiotics are not going to put you into an artificial state of being, ultimately. They're going to bring you back to your natural situation. But you're out of your natural situation because of disease. Our natural position is to be blissful, to be full of knowledge, to be eternally existing, but we're in an unnatural, unhealthy, diseased condition, in which we become subject to birth and death, and to illusion, to so many things. So there needs to be a program to restore our health. Then when we're in our natural healthy condition, then clean sailing. In the healthy condition, there's no, you gotta chant 16 rounds, you gotta follow these principles, you gotta do this, you gotta, it's taste. 16 are done, I won't chant more. There's taste there, it's not obligation or anything. And that stage will come. If we practice out of obligation. You know, a musician practices, a musical student. Music student practices out of obligation. So he's playing scales for 2 hours a day. But because he's doing it, then it becomes like second nature. And then he can do riffs, he can do improvisations, he can play, you know, all the great compositions and so on. Because the ability to do it is already there, but it has to be brought out. And then he'll enjoy it.
thank you.
You were saying earlier about when some people, they merge into some sort of light.
You can talk right into that little blue thing.
How do you say? Yeah, some people, they merge, but you're saying that this is boring or risky or something because it creates social suicide or spiritual suicide. So how is that actually possible? Because if the soul has its identity, then how can that be destroyed?
It can't be. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur referred to it as holding one's individuality in abeyance. You know, it's artificial. And therefore, it can't really be sustained forever. And when it wears off, one falls down.
So it's just temporary snow, so okay. That's thank you.
Thank you. There's one purport in third canto. Prabhupada mentions how it's where Vasudeva is praying to Krishna, saying, "You've now appeared, and I'm sure you'll kill all the demoniac politicians." Prabhupada says if they're afraid of the Asuric leaders at the present because they're conspiring and they're trying to exploit us in so many ways for their own purposes, he says, we just, take to this Sankirtan, chanting of Hare Krishna, and then you won't need to be afraid. So